All right, check this out. We're going to talk about watches here for a second. We are down in the mud at the beautiful Navasota River on a 4-hour ride in the cold. And I am going to be looking at several watches over the next few months to review how analog watches with the diving bezel, which I'll get to here in a second, how that works, and how to use them in accompaniment with your with flooded, man, it's a mess, with your other watches, because I kind of feel like with the price of the recent Garmin, somebody built a campfire down here, the Garmin Fenix 8, which is like the next generation of triathlete watches and in cycling and running, ultra running, that, look how pretty that is, so pretty. It's got a marlin on it. It's 200 meters water resistant. It's pretty freaking great. And these watches, the Garmin Fenix 8 is like $1,100, and I have a Fenix 5. You know, it's about time for me to upgrade, but $1,100 and something dollars is just crazy. And then most of the watches now are kind of like these black slabs. So I've got, it's a little dirty right here, I've got I got sunscreen on it. You see, this is a 945, a Forerunner 945. And with Apple watches and watches like this, all these smart watches are just kind of like these black pucks or slabs of, you know, just not interesting, not pretty, you know, whatever. And I think we're going to see a return, and I've noticed a couple of news articles about it, of returning back, there's a plate right there, to analog watches. And what happened with me was, I was like, man, that Fenix 8 is so cool, but I can't afford one right now. So what am I going to do? In the meantime, so I have a really pretty Seiko kinetic automatic watch where it self-winds just by the movement of your arm. And it's a dress watch, and it was a wedding present. And it's got a lot of, and I'll show it in an upcoming video. It's got a lot of sentimental value. And we've been talking since that, see that pip right there? Since then. And or that's when I stopped. That's when I got off the bike, which I'll get to in a second, how that works. And so I started wearing it to work again, and the reaction of other people and also how it made me feel was like, man, these are just really nice. And it turns out like Seikos are really nice watches, and they'll run cheaper ones, $200, $300, $400. It's way cheaper than a Garmin, and then they're beautiful, and they're dive watches, speed timers, like all kinds of cool stuff. And the thing is that's like a nice dress watch, and I don't want to lose it. I want to keep that one forever. And the thing is, I started looking for some other ones, and I was like, oh yeah, and I've had rotating bezel watches since high school. They're incredible, and for timing things. So the way it works, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put my phone down on anything, but you'll be able to hear it as I rotate this thing. Gosh, I wish I could show it, but hear this. Hear that? You rotate the bezel, and see, now it's somewhere else. Now it's down here. I rotated it a bunch. And so you can use it for timing. You're supposed to use it for timing your dive tank, how long you've been down underwater. And James Bond made these popular in the early James Bond movies. And also you can use it so that you know how long you've been underwater, so and you know how much oxygen is in your tank, and then so you don't run out of oxygen while you're down there. So that's why it's called a submariner style submarine watch, diving bezel watch. And the cool thing is you can use it for all this other stuff that I found out all through college and as an adult, high school, all kinds of stuff. And also a little bit for training, but I got seriously into triathlon training and endurance bike and running training after I started getting all into Garmin's and Suntos and all that stuff. So you can use it to see how long you've been at a gas station. You can use it to see how long it took for you to change a bike tire. You can use it to see how long you've been talking to somebody. It's a passive aggressive way. You wind it while you're talking to them. And you can use it to time a pizza in the oven. You can use it to see how long you've been walking your dog. And it's fun. It's like tactile. The thing is all these digital stuff, you know, they have timers and stuff in them, but you have to kind of like a Tesla, you like have to dig through the menus and stuff. And this is like a V8 tactile manual shifting thing, which again, people are starting to want to go back. They've realized they like the feeling of this stuff. So this one is a Casio, and I've had this one in black before. And the, yeah, there's the Marlin on it. It's pretty cool. It's got a Marlin engraved on the back. And so the black one was great. It looks really badass. But the blue one is just, as a stainless steel case, plastic strap, rotating bezel. And this is a really budget version of it. But what we're going to do is over the next, like I said, over the next few months, let's go down here and look at the, just look how pretty that is. And like people really notice it when you wear it. And you can tell, like, people give a second look, like, what is that thing? And yeah, we're going to be using it over the next few months. Well, and other ones too. I'm going to show you some other ones that we're going to use, different variations. There's some really important historical ones that you can get models of that really strike you in the heart, like really great stuff. And today, for example, I'm going to use it for timing how long I've been stopping, you know, to like refuel, get water and stuff like that. But sorry, I'm back. I thought I saw a snake. Panicked. The the watch that is the classic, that if you ask any guy, they'll be like Rolex Submariner. Well, that's a $10,000 watch. And I know several people throughout my life that I've talked to, that's like my dream watch, is a Rolex Submariner. $10,000. Well, what ends up happening when you talk to people that own them is they put it in a safety deposit box because they actually go up in value. And then they go out and buy another watch, you know. So if you buy one that's much less expensive, between, you know, $50, $100, $200, $300, then you don't worry about, and they're basically, the build quality is basically the same in the end. And but you end up using it and wearing it all the time. And the cool thing about this one is this is a really inexpensive one, and when I lose it or break it, I gave my old black one away to my nephew because he didn't have a watch, and he was a senior patrol leader in the Boy Scout troop. And I'm like, you need to know what time it is, dude, because other scouts like depend on you. And so they're like really, really functional, like really cool watches. And then you wear it all the time. And then so it can be your watch that you wear to work, and swimming and biking and running. And it's really cool. So we got this one. I've got another one spec'd out that's an even nicer, more upgrade to this one. I'm not going to reveal what it is. And then I've got another one in queue on top of that. We're going to go up in value. But I honestly got to say, this one is pretty great. I'm really happy. And so stay tuned, and I'll give you updates on what we're doing with the different watches. And we've hit 9 minutes. We're going to go for 10 for the algorithms. And yeah, so let's say I started, let's say just around, well, see, I don't know anymore because I moved it just to show you guys. But if I didn't move it, I would know exactly like how long I've been here, because there was a couple of minutes before I started videoing. And yeah, how long it took for you to change a flat. I'm trying to think. Oh, another one is how long have I been meditating, my little thing in the morning where I get up and spend 10, 15 minutes, you know, thinking about the day and just being nice and calm and relax and stuff. Oh, so another thing is this is quartz. So quartz is more reliable, but it's got a battery in it. And you have to, they're a little bit thinner, and you have to replace the battery after a few years. And an automatic is an upgrade. Those get more expensive, and they, like my Seiko, they wind themselves just by the movement of your hand. So they're like perpetual. They'll last a lifetime, and you can hand them down to people. So like someday I'll give Kai my Seiko Kinetic, and because it'll always run. And a quartz is a huge advancement, but they're more inexpensive because they're not as complicated in a weird way, even though they're more accurate. So this will lose a few seconds over a month, maybe up to 30 seconds over a month, where an automatic that's self-winding they're called mechanicals, automatic, kinetics. But the back on the Seiko I've got is clear glass, so you can see the mechanism in it. It's really cool. I'll show you all that in a little bit. But let's go over here, start working on getting back on the bike. The automatics lose a few seconds a day, like 3 to 10 seconds a day. So by the end of the week, you're off by about a minute. Does it really matter? Not really. But all right, let's get back on the bike, and we'll be back with an update how the ride goes. We still got about 3 hours to go. Let's focus on that. I guess we can't. Okay, there we go. All right, bye.